G'day and welcome to the Vibe Union podcast, the only podcast that wants to grow up to be big and strong just like you.
I don't like your these are
You
weird
don't like
intros.
the
These are weird
introductions?
now. Maybe they'll catch on. I don't know.
Thoroughly enjoyed doing them. I don't know if anyone likes them. If you're watching,
watching.
comment if you like my intros, and if you think you've got something better, fucking come on.
I need.
Come on the podcast and do better.
I need to make a cut of all the intros of all the podcasts. Since
Yeah, you do.
Yeah,
I'm the one who cuts the content.
yeah, but I could just do it in my own spare time. No, not for Vibe, just for my own.
Just for your own.
Oh, maybe I'll
for your own sick
I'll
pleasure.
put it on the internet.
To throw it on when you're in the bath, when you got candles lit around by the edges.
Jokes on you. I can't fit in a bath.
They don't make baths big
No,
enough.
I used to have a big bath. It was a jacuzzi.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Are all big baths jacuzzis? All jacuzzis are big baths.
All
but not
all jacuzzis are hot tubs, but not all hot tubs are jacuzzis.
What's the difference? One has bubbles?
Jacuzzi is just the name, brand. It's just a brand.
Oh, it's a brand name?
Like Esky is just a brand of a
sure.
cooler box. So jacuzzi, there's different brands of hot tubs,
Shocking.
but jacuzzi is just the one that stuck.
That's the famous
I don't know
one.
what other brands of hot tubs are. Nike.
Also, comment below what other brands of hot tubs there are. What are brands of hot tubs that you enjoy? I
Yes.
don't know if I've ever been in one.
The viewers at home. We're also here with Mike Tyson.
Who's just turned 8 years old.
If you for the Spotify listeners, there's a little cutout of Mike Tyson.
There's
on
a
the
little
table.
Mike Tyson in all of us, I think.
Yes. Anyway.
It's the only mic you could actually properly achieve as well.
If I turn that up, never mind. Jason, go for it.
Oh, sweet baby Jesus. All right. Before we get started, I just want to acknowledge the custodians of the land, the Wurundjeri people of the Kulin Nation. It's very important to understand that, we are here on stolen land. We are guests on a land that where treaties have never been signed and sovereignty has never been ceded. Australia is the only country in the Commonwealth that hasn't signed a treaty with the First Nations people, which is not good, obviously. And yeah, we're very lucky to come here and do a podcast, and do poetry and other events that we do on Wurundjeri land. And also I just wanted to acknowledge the Palawa people of Lutruwita, which is the First Nations people of Tasmania, where I unfortunately grew up.
Let's talk about Tasmania.
No, we always
so
know
I'm
half the fucking.
I'm
Doing. Yeah, I know,
my
but now
goodness.
I remember. Yeah, shut up.
I'm going. Wait, am I going to Tassie?
What?
I think I have a trip planned to Tassie, but now I'm thinking that it's cancelled. Anyway, speaking of who cuts the content on this fucking podcast, or
Who do you with segues off the cuff?
in this outfit, I've been thinking about because I was cutting up reels today. I was cutting up reels.
What have you been thinking about,
I
right?
was cutting up reels, dear listener. I was cutting up
Content,
content from this very podcast.
not this one we're doing now, but other one. Post,
That would be, that would be impossible.
Not
That'd be
pre,
impossible,
post.
Jason.
No, pre.
You're being ridiculous.
Past. That's the word I was looking for.
Christ in a handbasket.
Context, I've been sick for about a week. I'm good now, but I
Yeah.
spent a lot of time at home on my own in my room.
Did you have delirious dreams?
No, I just didn't.
See, that's the
I
part- that's
struggled,
the
but I
one
struggled
part
to
I like.
sleep because I was a
Right.
sickly boy.
You were sick enough that you couldn't sleep?
Yeah,
Ugh,
yeah.
okay, that's-
and then
that's
I'd
all.
sleep during the day.
See, that's when you get the good dreams.
I don't dream that much.
Interesting.
I have big dreams, but not at night. I have big dreams of big things coming.
I really enjoy a fever dream. As much as I don't like being sweaty. I don't like being sweaty in the bed. I don't like rolling over and finding a puddle that I've made.
There goes half the fantasy of our viewers then.
I think they're into this kind of shit. Yeah, they're delirious and they're very exciting, vivid.
No, I don't have those.
You wouldn't experience
No,
them?
that's
unfortunate.
No, I just toss and
I was
turn.
cutting content from this podcast today.
Past
from
podcasts.
some previous episodes featuring some frequent guests of ours, whom which we love dearly. And
Yes.
I was hating every goddamn second of it. And it got me thinking about how late into doing this, about how we've been doing Vibe Union for like, 3-4 years now?
Yes.
This has been doing, poetry has been going on for 3 years. Vibe Union has existed in some format for 4. I feel like at the start, we had some other members who were much more on top of the content side of things. And then there was
But that was a
massive
whole
lull.
different. Our content that we had was completely different to what we do now.
For sure.
Anyway.
We did studio tours. We did in quotations, studio tours.
Yeah. We did weird ads, goat milk and like it was more
I
of
stand by goat milk. I stand by the goat milk.
yes. But yeah, we didn't have the content. The content that we had wasn't. It wasn't cut up from. I don't know. It was just.
That's a kind of a perfect point. I was thinking about the fact that we are running events and doing running events and the podcast. Those are our 3 things that we're pretty much doing at the moment. Yeah. Besides turning tones into a live into a video series, but still those videos are long form videos that should be probably put on while you're cooking, while you're on the toilet, while you're heading down the highway to
I
see
generally
your
thought you meant like it should be put on a different show. Like I thought it was called why you're cooking.
Why you cooking?
Why you cooking?
Why you cooking?
While you cook.
While you're cooking.
While you're cooking. While you are cooking. Maybe that's our next one. We just do cooking with the Beefy Boys.
I have.
And it's just Wellington.
I was going to put a suggestion for a podcast idea, but I know a person who's going to do that idea, so I'm not going to do it. But I do like the idea of implementing some sort of cooking into the long form content. The point is the long form content, and I think it's going to be a shy episode. Terribly sorry to everybody.
Don't apologize to them.
Yeah, fuck those motherfuckers. Until you subscribe to our Patreon, we don't care about your existence.
Yes.
Do you know how little one view on YouTube means? It means nothing. We're not even monetized. It means nothing.
But please subscribe. we got 3 new ones recently-ish. Mm-hmm. Yeah. And some hate on our shorts. So,
We do get hate on the shorts. Shorts here, this is going to, oh my God, I'm jumping all over the place, but shorts go to America. Yes. Our actual content goes to Australia. And I'm not like trying to push anything to anywhere in particular, but the shorts
have an agenda.
gains the attention of Americans. It's really bizarre. Like checking out analytics. Yeah, all of our viewership for anything longer than a short is here. And I'm not sure why that is. It could be the times that I put up. Could be the topics that we're talking about.
Maybe just YouTube can get a wider scope of people.
Maybe. I think it was actually putting Poets of Palestine in the title immediately had people flocking. And by people, I mean very real people that definitely exist.
Some of them have a picture in their user.
Then they must be real.
If it's username 664957,
then I'm more inclined to believe they're real at this point.
Yeah, that's.
These taking these long form content pieces that we make. We do podcasts and we do events, which aren't content. Events aren't content, and trying to mine these things for content is part of the course. It is the game that we're supposed to be playing, but
I'm just listening.
Every how to grow your YouTube channel, or how to grow events, or how to grow your
Instagram account?
Yeah, how do you get fans to listen to your music when you have no body listening?
That's all a myth. No one listens to music anymore.
It seems that way.
Yeah. If you look at my analytics, yeah.
Your analytics don't represent the industry.
God, I hope not.
It's really detrimental. It feels really, as much as I'm starting to get better at enjoying making the content, but like actually mining bigger things that should be consumed as a longer form thing, or actually go to an event and consume that. Find it really disheartening to then chop it up into little tiny pieces, or like now thinking about that, like, ooh, that piece of that conversation, that's a good conversation. No, that little tiny, that's the good bit. That's the part that needs to be thrown out to the masses. It just feels hollow.
Okay, so you're saying, let me, if
I'm not saying we're going to stop doing this because
so you're saying that you go not your day-to-day life, obviously, but doing events now is becoming a part of you. Is always just thinking what part of this can be cut into a consumable thing, and it takes away some of the, or not authenticity, but some of the what's the word? Some of the maybe, I don't know.
I think authenticity is a great word.
Maybe that is the word I mean.
I think we've done a pretty good job of keeping it pretty.
Keeping it real.
I would love to think of a better term, but I can't think of a better term. So yeah, we keep it real. But I think it's coming from a place of like, and we've talked about this on the podcast before, that like we just struggle to fake anything. We struggle to
keeping it related, not relatable, but like kind of relatable at the same time.
I think honest to who we are, which.
Well, we just run nights. We've once again talked about this on the podcast many times.
Yeah.
But we just run nights the way we want them to be run.
We have a big neon sign. We've talked about this before.
Yes, that's just need that tattooed on me.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just I think that's to our detriment sometimes. It's just we run nights the way we want to run them. But then I'm like, why would we want to run a night that's not a night that we don't want to go to?
So so that's. I guess that's the thing. Like, because it gets more attention to what we're doing, and it gets more use out of the things we're doing. This podcast, for example, we've talked about it before, but we used to get bigger numbers, but that was, I think, more due to the consistent community, and also people were also home. That was during lockdowns. Actually, now that I think about it, we got
some of them were.
We got massive numbers during lockdowns, or just post lockdowns when it was still kind of off and on. I think.
Yeah, and then 2021 was the weird. Was the weird year.
And then now people have lives. Gross, I hate it. And they have fewer minutes in their day to consume what we're making.
Yeah, so we're hoping for another pandemic soon.
I wouldn't mind a holiday, but
from all
it is really good then to mine these longer form things, or to get stuff from events that is genuinely interesting and put that up.
I think one of our problems, I've just realised now, is that, I mean, I could be speaking for me and not you.
Right.
Is that, it's like we post stuff that we think people want to see, but we could post more of just stuff, and then people still would want to see that as well.
Can you reword that?
Okay. I know. So what we post online, the reels, the shorts, everything, is stuff that what we think people want to hear from our podcast or see from events. But we could probably post even more clips or content of stuff, but we think that stuff that we don't post is stuff that people don't want to see.
Yeah, because it's shite.
But people will probably still want to see that anyway, but we think people don't want to see that. So you're going back, trying to tie it in. I'm doing my best here. Tie it in with you saying when you're doing these podcasts and conversations, that you're trying to find clips and stuff in your head. Like this would be a good thing.
Yeah.
There's also other more mundane stuff, so to speak, that people would still want to hear, because people are fucking interested in very minute, boring stuff sometimes, which you and I are also, niche little things. Some people like knowing behind the scenes. Some people like
that's true.
Other things.
That's true. Does it? I guess when the effort of cutting all this stuff up takes more time than it does to actually make the initial thing. Where is the line when you're...
I don't know.
Like, do we stop doing the podcast and do we just do...
Comment below. Should we stop the podcast?
I don't know even if this... And this is... Yeah, I don't even know if this is like an interesting conversation to listen to.
Comment below if you think it's interesting. Yeah, no. We got to get that engagement. So.
Like, I've seen events where it's just like non-stop TikToks and Reels and stuff like that promoting the show with stuff that I would deem really vapid nonsense that does not make me want to go to a show. Then I see the turnouts
I think that's what, in
And
a
they're
way,
huge.
is it to our detriment, not our downfall, to our detriment is
our
that we
detriment.
go, well, we don't like seeing spammed stuff
Yeah.
from whatever.
Yeah.
And then we maybe put a story up once a week of one of our faces going, hello,
Yeah.
and stuff, where some people just want to be, oh, excuse me, some people just want to be smacked in the face all the time with
Yeah.
stuff. You're like, oh, okay, I remember. Yeah, I don't know. But this gosh darn ADHD world where people forget stuff.
That's all of our audience, though.
Yeah, yeah. Well,
Surely people are tired of and we have made fun of this so many times on here about like the big thing is coming, bro attitude. That like
I've seen
the fake hype.
I've watched and seen videos on TikTok. No,
Yeah.
one of the two.
What's the difference between those two things for you? Watching and seeing
Well,
them on TikTok.
watching and seeing is because I can seeing something is it's there, but I'm not paying attention.
Yeah.
Watching is,
Actually taking it
Yes.
in, understanding it,
I think.
knowing the ins
I
and
didn't
outs.
realize I said that
Okay.
until I said it.
I don't want to
That's a
derail you. I
stupid
don't want to
thing.
derail you too much. What did you see on TikTok, Jason? Welcome to our new segment. What did Jason see on TikTok?
Well, first of all, our TikTok is fucked because you and I use it, and sometimes it's poets. Sometimes it's like
Do not use our
Okay.
TikTok. That is just
okay,
you.
it's just me. So okay, it's just me. No,
I've seen some interesting things pop up on our Instagram account though, and again, I don't use it.
I just start scrolling reels, and then I
Interesting.
forget that. This
Interesting.
sounds weird. I'll send a funny thing to Rye, and I'm like, oh, sorry, I thought I was using my account.
Yeah.
My account is just full of ADHD and autism stuff.
Yeah.
Anyway,
It's because that's all that people send to you.
yeah. Anyway, so my thing that I saw /watched /consumed on the TikTok was people. There was a couple of people were saying videos saying about, don't do the hype stuff. Don't fucking keep saying, stop promoting blah blah blah, and all this stuff. And
Stop promoting.
no, like stop. Like, was
Yeah,
it
yeah.
pre-promotion going?
Yeah.
Oh, got a new song coming soon. Got this, blah blah blah. And
Hate
then
that.
and then
Stupid.
the rest of them. Then most of the comments and most of the engagement was, and then the people that stitched those videos were like, no, because if you're a smaller artist, that you're just a drop in the ocean. You're coming into a sea of other smaller artists, and everyone's trying to. So you kind of have to. And as much as you and I don't like doing it, which is what, that's just us.
Yeah.
It's like people saying, well, no, you got to remind people of what you're doing because, you're a small artist. You might not have a management or anything. So you kind of,
Yeah.
I see both, but yeah, I'm very much not a fan of it. But
I agree with that. I agree with both. I agree that you have to keep hitting them over the head with your stuff.
Yes.
Which is maybe. So I guess maybe this is a framing issue in my head about like taking these long form things or events and trying to turn them into content. They're actually not content. They're actually just reminders like, hey, we exist. Hey, we exist. Hey, we exist. Hey, come to our event. Hey, come to
Everyone,
our
we
event. Hey,
exist.
exist. Hey, we
Yeah.
exist.
But we don't promote, like, with ours isn't promotion stuff. It's just, here's a clip of 2 or 3 people talking something.
Yeah. The podcast clips maybe have a slightly different purpose, but like the reels that you make for poetry is essentially, hey, we still exist. Still
look
keep
at
coming
that.
to our thing.
Look at the people poetry.
I do agree that you shouldn't. I agree that I don't see the point in hyping up your music before it releases if you have no fan base. I say that from seeing people who have put up like, hey, pre-save my song, pre-save my song, pre-save my song, and then they put up a story. I don't know if someone we know. So I hope that if you see this, like, I've done it as well. Like I think we all of us have done this. But like, I saw a story got then later. That feeling when you've told people to pre-save your shit, and then they showed the stat of like no one has pre-saved my fucking song, and it's like. If I put up that and put up that and put up that over and over and over again, like I'm like, at least my mum's gonna pre-save it. Surely someone has to pre-save it, but they don't. I think it is better to. I'm saying that. So right, I'm saying.
Yes. What are you saying, Rye?
If I see, hey, listen to my song in a week, I'm gonna forget. I'm going to forget.
So
if you
that's-
say
yeah.
listen to it now, I go, yeah, I've got time now. Or I'll be like, I'll do that later. But then they post tomorrow and they say, oh, listen to it. And I'm like, oh, yeah, I was going to listen to that. Oh, I haven't got time.
Yeah.
Then they do it again tomorrow. Like, oh, okay, this time I'm going to do it. But at every step of the way, I have had the ability to listen to it rather than, okay,
Pre-save it
remember
and then-
to listen to this in a week. It's not going to happen.
Yeah, I'm not a huge fan of the pre-saving stuff. Like if you've got a gig coming up, I know I like when people do it in a more interesting way, promoting stuff.
Yeah.
Instead of just going, hello everyone, next week,
Yeah.
blah blah blah. I'm like, okay, cool. It's just sort of like you're just like, I don't know, had some
There
more
is a
fancy-
pre-save link, but it's hidden in a bottle on a beach
Yes.
at these coordinates.
And
Whoever
there's
gets
an,
there first.
there's an
has to
old
take
man.
it.
There's an old man there, and you have to answer
Three
three
riddles.
riddles, and then only then shall you.
I reckon that would
Unravel
work
the-
better. I think that would work better.
I mean, we've got big things coming, so.
Yeah, we should. Yeah, okay. Maybe this is a
I
good
mean,
exercise.
if
maybe
you're
when
going to
we,
do a project with me, it's not going to be a normal thing.
yes, no, I'm aware. I'm aware.
Because I'm weird.
Yeah,
No,
you're a
I'm
bit
trying. No,
kook-
sorry,
bit
I was
kook.
trying. No, I was trying to quote Jughead off Riversdale. It was one of the worst. No, it was
Riversdale.
Riversdale. It's based on
No,
the
like
Archie
that- yeah.
So Jughead, he's the one with the weird hat. It's a paper hat, I think. Whatever. Yeah.
I remember the scene. I remember
yeah, and
the
the scene's just like, I'm weird.
yeah,
I'm not like other people. I'm weird.
Yeah.
And everyone's like, if you have to tell people you're weird,
you're not that weird.
you're not that.
The weirdest people are the ones who they think they're normal, and that's the thing that freaks you out the most. So like,
Yeah.
everyone's like me as they barbecue a scorpion over a bin fire down in Burke Street. You're like, where'd you get the scorpion? Why did you start this fire? So the fire was already here.
You don't ask questions. You just go
What's
along with
happening,
the.
mate?
You just go on with the scorpion party.
I would eat a scorpion. That sounds delicious.
Sounds dirty.
I like the idea of the crunchy outside, soft insides.
Of a scorpion. I mean, sure you can buy. You can buy
like
them
a
on
Mars pod.
the scorpion, the Mars pod of the invertebrate world. It's because the scorpion's not an insect, is it?
No,
No.
no, God no.
It's an arachnid. No.
I don't think it's an arachnid either. It's a edit. We got it so quickly.
What is a scorpion?
There's no way. Yeah. Wait, either of us know that.
Definition of scorpion, a terrestrial arachnid with
It is an arachnid.
Damn.
Okay.
lobster and a venomous sting at the end of its joint.
It's okay.
Word.
It makes sense. It's
Yep.
got legs.
So is it just scorpions and spiders or arachnids?
Listen, yeah, maybe. Comment below. I'm not an anthropologist.
Have you seen? Totally switching topics.
Now I want to know. Anyway, sorry.
Oh, about the scorpion.
Anyway, what are you going to say?
That's there has been.
We've got everyone with ADHD Googling now. Is scorpions and
Well,
spiders the only
please
arachnids?
drop it in the comments. For the love of Christ, comment on our video.
That's just the title of this. Comment.
We know the title already, and we're getting to it. Don't worry.
Oh, that's right. Yeah. Big things
There
coming.
has been a large development recently in to AI in AI music, and
Little AI.
little AI. Are you okay, AI? Are you okay? That's stupid. And
That's clipped.
yeah. And it freaked me out. It actually freaked me out this time. Also because I've been scrolling through. Because I feel like at the start, I'm very excited about AI in general as a tool, as a great tool. So I'm excited about machine learning as a great tool. It can do some really cool janky shit and some really cool. So this podcast, in fact, actually now I apply an AI, a machine learning filter to our voices that just filters out background noise in a way that no other technique could ever do. It's fucking incredible. This is the closest I've ever encountered to magic in a plugin. It's unbelievable.
Because we are actually AI, you and I.
Then it is failing.
Yes, we are AI.
And I'm really excited about those kind of things where it is like, yeah, it is a tool that is using machine learning to filter things out, to clean things up, to automate processes that take a long time. But I feel like even within the last 6 months to a year, we first started seeing like AI cropping up, being like, whoa, that's pretty crazy. But yeah, every time you saw it, you kind of knew it. You kind of knew that it was AI.
Like, what is in like?
Let's talk about images to start with.
That's what I was about to ask.
Yeah.
The
So
ones where they give them 10 fingers and
yeah, there was
three
there was the
arms.
telltale signs.
Yeah.
Um,
The classic telltale 10 fingers. 10 finger telltale.
10 fingers.
Like there'd be images
We have 10 fingers. Are you not
on
including
one
the
hand.
thumb?
That's what I meant. I have it in here. I have it in my head. Yeah.
We should get you to edit the podcast so that you can put little subtitles next to your head of like, oh, this is the extra information that I was thinking at the time that people need
Do you
to
know
know.
what? You used to be able
listen
to
a
buy.
conversation.
I remember looking through old photo albums. Okay.
But no, that's the point of Neuralink. That's where Neuralink needs to come in. Now, first of all, it needs to help people in wheelchairs. That's obviously the first thing, right? It definitely. I understand that this isn't what I'm about to say is not the top priority. However, I think a fun priority would be to fucking stick it into your head, and then there's a little text bubble screen that pops up on the side. That
Community notes.
there's it's the footnotes. It's the footnotes of your speech.
I don't hate that idea, actually. What? This little paperclip. Did you mean?
Except I do imagine, I don't know what's going on in your head, but I imagine that there would be a lot of.
Either do I.
There might be could get a little bit intimidating for people at times. It's like he's the words coming out of his mouth are nice. The speech bubble is saying he wants to kill me.
I wouldn't go that far.
Anyway.
So what I was saying, going back to analog AI.
Analog AI.
Joke. It's just real stickers.
Oh, sure. Gotcha.
It's a terrible joke. I won't clip that one.
I choose the clips anyway.
You don't know. Anyway, I remember looking through old photo albums.
Yeah.
My parents have or had, I don't know, haven't seen them for a while.
Yep.
And you could buy stickers that have like random little funny, like it was like a speech, like thought bubbles, and you could stick them on. You could stick it. So you put it the old school photos. You put it in an album. That's how they work.
Yeah.
For the kids. I don't know. Shut up.
Explaining photo albums to people?
Yes.
That makes sense.
So you put it on. You just put it on and then it would just next to someone's head. That's where the thought is.
Yeah. Great.
And then it would just be like, oh, I can't believe I came to this party or something like that, stupidly. So you just adding, it was the most boomer shit.
Cross out I just can't believe I came. And then that's it. You could put that in really inappropriate times, like everyone's gathered around the Christmas tree opening presents and grandpa's in the back.
That is horrendous. So yeah, that's what I was trying. That was the thought I had when you said thought bubbles.
Yeah, I rudely interrupted you though. You had something.
No,
else.
but that was it.
Oh, okay.
Yours is better.
Thank you.
I think that's all I had. You were very excited.
There were the telltale signs of the early AI image stuff. There was the 10 toes. There was the 10 toes and the 10 fingers.
10 fingers on the
single,
one hand.
On single
or foot.
appendages.
On an appendage.
On the appendage.
Or an extra hand.
And now I'm starting to see where the only way I know that an image is AI generated is by the tags. Because people put in the tags, this is AI generated. Which is starting to get scary. Now, I have started seeing, though, some really incredible creative and artistic ways of using these AI-generated images. And, in fact, I used one for my album cover for the EP that I put out recently. It is AI-generated and then heavily edited afterwards. And so I'm kind of in this mental game in my own head of just like, is this okay at all? Is this a good thing? Is it a bad thing? And now that it's entering into the place where it's AI generated unedited stuff, and the only way I know is if it's tagged that way, getting kind of terrifying. And I knew it was terrifying when it was art. But obviously everything's more terrifying when it affects you more, you know? So now that it's affecting, now that there's AI music on the way that is actually sounding like actually sounding music, I'm starting to shiver in my boots.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Mm-hmm.
Not going off that. The only other AI I think I was thinking of, is ChatGPT.
Yeah.
ChatGPT, that
Yes.
one. Yep.
The building I work in is called GBT, and that's always confusing
Lots
me.
of chats.
Yeah, they have great chats.
Great chat.
They definitely don't do any work. They spend all of their time chatting in my cafe.
What I was seeking
Yeah.
was the fact that people use that to for like doing grants
Yep.
and that kind of stuff.
Great.
Yeah,
Fantastic use.
but also I'm like, part of me thinking how vapid it is just for that's all you need. I mean, great, people getting grants, great. Musicians and artists getting grants, perfect.
Mm-hmm.
But the fact that the people giving the grants out, it's all they're looking for is robotic speak of something.
Very copyable, very
Replicatable?
replicatable.
Is it a word? Is it a word?
I don't know.
I didn't say word properly.
Can't remember. I'm not gonna. Yeah. Does it point out the fact that
I've never tried. I mean, we've talked to a couple of people that have done it.
Yeah, yeah.
And they said they got like good grants. And I'm like, there's people can do grants. There's courses you can do. There's little things people know how to do it. But when you hear someone, I've never done grant before. Finally got my first ever grant, and I just used ChatGPT. And you're like, so you now know that you can't even have that individualism when it comes to grant. I know grant has to be a certain thing, but it's like you're trying to be like, we want to have a grant for whatever, and it's like, no, don't say anything that is.
So is that pointing out? Is that pointing out the fact that in the world of grant writing, perhaps in this world of so like in the world of AI image generation on Instagram, at least, like I'm starting to see quite good shit pop up that I really, really like, and I'm now following. And then I realize, this is AI generated. I don't stop following it. I still enjoy it to the same amount. I'm still saving it into my little folders. And be like, hey, this is a good, inspirational, cool shit. Is that showing that is that a problem because the AI is taking the job or the place of the artists, or is that showing that this platform? Because I guess I was thinking of like, I'm responding to, I'm getting wigged out by the fact this is AI.
Wigged out.
I did say wigged out.
Okay.
But then, could I name 5 artists that I follow on Instagram because I like their artwork? Could I name them by name? Could I actually name their artist names? Or would I have to actually scroll endlessly through my followers to find them? And is it like, yes, AI is now just flooding the market, but the market was already flooded. Like imagine, like being a photographer on Instagram. Like, I'm sure that people get jobs from it, but like the photographers that we work with, that I have successfully gotten work for, has all been through personal recommendations. People say, "Hey, I like you guys. I know you guys personally. Who is your photographer?" Not necessarily every time, because like, who's the best photographer in Melbourne? But who do you know? What was my point? I can't remember my point. The flooded market.
Okay, we're going with that one.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, I think maybe that might be the only issue. Well, that might be the AI downfall, was because you make art quite quickly with AI.
Yeah.
And you're just like, okay, well,
it'll just actually make those platforms useless.
Yeah, you're just
great as a consumer,
but then it's going to make
useless for anyone.
It's going to make people,
money.
I think, trudge through the internet more to find.
Yeah,
because like, if you want like a nice art piece, something in your house or whatever, or a thing, you're not gonna. Maybe people want the AI art. That's fine, but you're gonna just
it's for sale.
But then people go. I mean, they had a whole fucking NFT shit. People buy stupid shit because they're stupid. But then you go, oh, this is an AI. This is my AI picture here, and everyone's like, okay, why the fuck do you have that hanging up on your wall?
Yeah,
you're still gonna have. But then, you're you still have to spend months making other art, like painting and shit, if sort of thing.
Really,
Okay.
Oh.
So yeah, it's one of those things. It's like it makes your
Appreciate
art
it.
makes your art more
That's a
authentic.
clip.
But there we go. It makes your
Appreciate
art
it,
more
Paul.
authentic.
Appreciate it.
But
Sorry, Mike.
makes your art more authentic, but still harder to find.
Yeah.
I
So-
think I had a point.
No, I think that is it. I think then to find the artists who are actually doing something, who you could also then work with. So like, yeah, in the world of you're just consuming, if you're just consuming blindly, like you really don't give a fuck. Okay, to bring it back to music, because yeah, now we are starting to see AI music, which is doing exactly the same thing.
Yeah.
You will generate these tracks, say, I want to generate this song about these particular topics. And the thing that I saw was people would actually go on to, I can't remember the website, it doesn't really matter. They go onto a website where, whatever, they're documenting all new releases, but with like really considerable hashtags for each artist based on like, what style of drums are they? What style synths are they?
Oh, okay.
What are they talking about? Where are they come from? All these kind of things.
Right.
Is it dark? Is it moody? Is it swampy? Is it anything? Pick
I
a
love
thing.
some swampy
I like
music.
some swampy tunes. You copy and paste all of that, plug it into the AI, and it basically spits you out the same song,
Right.
indicating that this AI has been trained off that same material. And same thing with like several visual artists have come out and said that's my style. This
Yeah.
AI is replicating my style perfectly. If you're just throwing random tracks into a playlist, let's say a Drake, because Drake has so much fucking music out there, and
He's having a good time right now.
he's having a great
Yeah,
fucking
that's
time right now. He got his ass fucking handed to him. Yes, I'm picking sides.
Lamar Gang.
The what?
Kendrick Lamar Gang.
Yeah, the Lamar gang. I'm the anti-pedo gang. That's me. That's me.
You know what? I could be in that gang.
Comment
happy.
below if you're not in that gang.
Please don't. Please don't. We don't want. No, thank you.
He himself has made playlists rather than albums or mixtapes,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
So he makes that content that is just streamable. What is the quality of this music? It's very, very streamable.
We had that at least one song that had a dance in it.
Hmm.
Was it Left Foot Slide?
I know maybe
Foot's-
3 or 4
I know.
Drake songs.
I think
If
he's.
I can
I
count
mean,
them.
I remember watching.
Most the old ones.
It was during lockdowns, and
Yeah.
Mash was streamed the Drake
Oh,
one.
yeah.
Yeah,
I
we're
know
all
what you're
because we had nothing else to do. We're all just listening to it together and commenting, and then one of the lyrics was,
I'm not a pedophile.
"No, he said
Don't
what
diddle
was it?
kids.
I'm a lesbian too because I love women or something, whatever it was."
Yeah,
and I'm like,
yeah,
"No,
yeah,
that's
yeah.
not. That's not how it works. That's not how it works, sir."
So fucking dumb.
Sir.
I hate that fucking line.
The rest of his stuff, amazing.
Real artistry.
That's what happens, when he grew up in the mean streets of Toronto,
Toronto,
as a
yeah.
as a teenage actor on Degrassi.
Oh, I can't even imagine the pain.
I walked past where he lived. It was a nice place. Anyway,
Yeah.
right,
Maybe it's the most worrying for those artists. I wonder.
the big
No.
big names.
I think it's actually most worrying for independent artists trying to break through into the mainstream. But like,
I mean, you could. Well,
in a sense, those markets are already so oversaturated. Like, if you're just trying to make Drake type music, how many Drake types are there?
well, that comes back to, I think personally, it comes back to
It's your podcast.
the Juice World
Yeah.
thing where I think it was Juice World. He just put like Rhath.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Once again, probably on the podcast somewhere. Blanked. He silence. He put music up on Spotify.
Yeah.
And it was not Spotify, SoundCloud.
SoundCloud.
Hence SoundCloud rappers.
Yeah.
But he just was like, "This is the best I've got. This is the recording thing I have." Like
Yeah.
it was very rough, gritty,
Yeah.
and people were like, "Oh, fuck this," because it's something different. And then all of a sudden,
Yeah.
not everyone, but everyone's like, "Oh, let's copy this," and then SoundCloud got inundated. I don't know. Maybe got inundated, but there were so many people. Other people going, oh, if he can record in such a rough way with, I don't know what he recorded on, a very very cheap mic or a phone or I would say weird, but that's not the word. Like a cheap interface or something.
Yeah.
And then they go, oh, we could do that in our room as well, and then put it out there. You're still gonna, whatever happens, you're gonna saturate the market, AI or not.
So, is then I straight up I think in the current climate, AI is gonna be a fucking nightmare. Is already a fucking nightmare. Going to continue to be a fucking nightmare. In every weird little spot, like I try and find like stock images and stuff like that for certain projects, and just like inundated with AI stuff. And there's a little box you tick, no more AI, thank you, and it's still in there because it's harder to detect now. It is already shy. It's going to get worse. Potentially,
Yes.
a silver lining could be though, everyone who is out there who is trying to make vapid trashy art just to cash the fuck in can't compete with the scale, with the the output that AI can pull off. So maybe they're going to be left behind. Maybe
Or
maybe
they have to get better,
only
one of
way,
the
the
two.
only true way of actually doing anything and getting a response from human beings is to do something genuinely original, which is really fucking hard though for everybody. But it's still,
Yeah, it's one of those things. Just
fucked, but it's
do original stuff and you'll be fine. You're like, what? Like everyone's done everything.
yeah.
But then I see
And also,
videos
like
and-
originality is mostly like a combination of several. Like you are a collage artist. We're all collage artists. Like it's all about influences mashed together. So it's sort of
I mean, I think
kind of what AI is doing anyway. But
the closest to like 100% individual artistry in whatever means is probably poetry in a way because it's. I know people sing like have songs and stuff based on personal experiences.
Yeah.
I think with poetry, at least, it's you were dictated by how you talk, what you write,
yeah,
more, and it's a bit more personal. But it's, as I said, it's not exactly devoid of unoriginality.
there's plenty of it.
Exactly, but I think it's nearly the only form where it's the closest to I've seen an experience where it's individuality is
It's probably the least marketable,
there. 100%.
which maybe lends
stupid.
itself.
We are
to,
stupid to keep doing a poetry art.
Yeah.
But we like doing it.
Poetry nights are the easiest one to fill the room with in Melbourne, I think. So it's like just a base on a weeknight,
Yeah.
baseline,
Yeah.
get people in the room, easiest. There is a very low ceiling of how far we can go with this.
That's true.
We can people from Slammer that you have competed in and been part of the team
Yeah.
have gone off around the world to compete in other Slammers around the fucking world. And kind of what becomes of it, like it's like there's a very select few who might get enough recognition to like put out books that actually make
like
money
the
and that kind of shit.
the Australian Poetry Slam
Yeah.
winners get, obviously, you get to go to Sydney Opera House.
Cool.
You get to
Right.
you get a book. You get the whole thing with poetry is you only really get recognised when you win shit.
Yeah.
Mostly, I'm not saying for everyone, but you gotta win stuff, or you gotta be in the eye of certain people. I was at a poetry night last night, and he was the person running it was shouting out nights, and I'm like, okay,
We get a shout out.
no, 100% not. He didn't even know who it was, which I'm not saying.
Come on now.
Whereas about half the room was people that come to our night, but
Come
it
on.
was like it wasn't me going, oh, well, I want to be recognised. It was just
Yeah.
talking about these nights that have been run for years and years and years. And we're talking about last night. And then some of these nights aren't getting... These nights have been run for over 20 years. And they're getting 15 people. And 10 of them are poets.
So like that's it's still sad. It's still a sad
Which is...
take.
Yeah. Which I'm not happy. Like, it's not me... It wasn't me there gloating going, oh, well, we get so many more. It's kind of like, well, this is one of the biggest poetry nights 5 years ago. And it used to be so popular.
Well, it might just make it the only place you can actually feel like your Jesus Christ. The only place you can feel like your art has any sense of home and meaning and real response. Because if you put it out online in the next 2 years, perhaps, maybe let's say 2 years from now, these kind of markets, if you're just putting out how many poetry accounts are there going to be of just AI produced?
Well, there's
poetry?
I've been watching a few videos recently about poetry and the poetry books that have been released by by poets or by celebrities and stuff.
Yeah.
And now, like, there's a term called Instagram poetry, which is, and it was like Megan Fox put out a poetry book.
Oh, I saw that screenshot. Was that poetry?
Yeah, she's got a poetry book, and
Wow, that's
I
crazy.
watched a video about it, and the guy doing it was very
It's all Transformers themed.
Bumblebee.
He's so good.
No, it's
He's so amazing.
That would be-
I'd fucking buy that.
that would be fun.
Her and Shia LaBeouf just like trading bars.
I don't want to read Shia LaBeouf poetry.
I want to read Shia LaBeouf.
Actually,
poetry.
no, part of me does.
It'd be insane.
Yeah,
It'd be
true.
mental.
So this video
Just like
was
him.
critiquing the book, and he
Yeah.
was very he went into it being very, very nice about it, not going, well, this is all shit. It was like, this had stuff, and it was just like, it was half the book was empty pages. Like there wouldn't be
sure.
writing on the other. So it was sort of a lot of now Instagram poetry. It's very aesthetically pleasing, but the words are very, I don't know. What do you think?
I like a funky presentation, but yeah, it needs to be inspired.
So, but if you do want a good poetry book to read, we have our second poetry book coming out soon.
Oh, so soon. I'm
big
ordering
things
it
coming.
on Friday.
Hey,
I hate to say, yeah, big thing.
yeah, big.
things.
You
You
know
know what? No, not a big thing. We run a poetry night. What do you expect a poetry night to do? We put out a poetry book.
Yeah, so that's this
What you expect is coming.
Chaotic Musings 2, the Musening.
No, that's been rejected.
This Chaotic Musings 2.
Um,
But on that note,
did I have I had a
No?
I had a wrap up.
wrap up.
I had a wrap
You
up.
wrap it, boy.
The only place that you're actually going to get that real human response is in the flesh.
Yeah.
Because there are poets that come through here that I think if I saw their stuff online, I would probably scroll past. But because
Yeah.
I know them and I've heard them a couple of times, now I'm starting to delve into
That's a
their
good
work
point,
a little bit
actually.
more,
Yeah.
understand their personality. It's like listening to like a reviewer after a couple of years. You start to understand how their brain works. They might say, "Hey, I hate this thing," and you might go, "Oh, I know that you would hate that, but I'm gonna love that shit." Same goes with like artists. So like once you learn how they think, you're like, "Oh, interesting." That adds more depth to every single sentence that comes out of their mouth. And you kind of
Good. Yeah.
only get through that get that from
Flesh.
the best way is the flesh.
The flesh.
The best way is through the flesh. The second best way is digitally, but AI is taking
AI
over.
cannot. Be
AI is taking
flesh.
over the digital realm.
AI can't be flesh.
Can't be flesh.
No. That's a. Well, we didn't.
Not yet.
No.
Luckily, in the States they're banning lab-grown meat, so AI can't get its own flesh unless it takes ours. Comment below if you're willing to sacrifice up your flesh to the AI gods.
That's horrific. Well, we
Take my liver.
We didn't get to.
That's like a little
what'd you-
that's a little backstab. Like I'm like, oh, take my liver, and it's like secretly, but I'm an alcoholic, so
Okay, we need to
that's
stop this.
That's one robot down.
I don't like being the voice of reason in this in this duo.
I thought I had no energy coming into this today, but turns
This is
out,
what it does.
yeah.
This is what poetry does. It's all about the energy, baby.
Um,
We didn't get to address what we wanted to. I've been trying to say that for 5 minutes now, but we can do it the next podcast.
Next podcast
Yeah,
in 2
so,
weeks.
yeah. So
Don't worry.
This is part 1.
Whatever you've heard, 50% is true. Find out which 50% next time.
So yeah, tune in next time for the conclusion.
He's repeating what I'm saying.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Music by Sixpence. Shut up.